It hit me the other day. We're gonna be getting sequels to all of the Keanu franchises. Bill and Ted, John Wick, and The Matrix. But when are we gonna get that Devil's Advocate sequel?
I win! I'm a lawyer! That's my job! That's what I do!
We're gonna watch the Cyberpunk 2077 official story trailer, talk about that briefly, and then we will go into the BrainDance gameplay. Yeah!
Love this town. City of endless opportunity. Ready to get your cherry box? Yeah, come on.
Seems like any just bigger.
No, mano. Not just any other city. Legends are born here.
We made you weeks. We're only here because Dex is pulling the strings. Doubt that puts us in the same league as them.
But we are. We just don't know it yet. But if you got the cojones and you know how to use them, you can do damn near anything.
Unless you catch a bullet.
Even then, you go out with a bang, right?
This feels like a Rockstar game.
It does.
Motivation to speak.
Yo, Mr. V, a pleasure.
I remember this.
So what's the game, Dex? You meant to come out in one piece? How about we go over the plan?
There's this prototype tech, a biochip to be precise, jobs to grab.
Guess it belongs to a corp.
Arasaka.
Some heavy hitters.
How is Time War, the first rule of the afterlife? A team, baby.
Goes without saying, we do this on the hush. Ideally, no bodies, not a one.
Sounds simple enough.
Yeah!
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Don't you worry, young boy. We're bulletproof. Your ass moving now!
What the fuck just happened in there?
Can't stop digging nights.
Happy about that?
Get up! I'm fucking high! I'm the mail!
Oh my god, we're so
Dex, what the fuck? Game Mr. V.
And you, who are you?
Fuck.
Keanu Reeves better be at this game, like, so much.
Better be one of the like leads or a playable character.
Because the way they're teasing him, like, he's barely in it. It's getting me kind of concerned. I mean, what's great about that is the fact that when this game was first being teased and introduced, it wasn't like Keanu Reeves was on display for it. It happened
that was
later.
a later surprise.
Yeah, people were already excited for this game
Yeah.
before we knew Keanu Reeves was going to be in it. Or at least before there was an official trailer with Keanu in it. But, yeah, I mean, now that we know that, he better be in it a lot.
Better be something that's actually gonna reward us beyond just being the moments we saw in the trailer.
You know what I find so refreshing about this trailer? Yeah, we've talked plenty about this game already on this channel, but what I find especially refreshing about the Cyberpunk franchise so far, you know, just based off of the marketing for it, is while you do get a more tense tease at the end, and a lot of the time, the gameplay at least, you do get some intensity, and I'm sure this will be intense at moments. The thing that I'm loving about the marketing for this, so much of the trailers nowadays for things go for the most like epic, heavy, dramatic approach, and I love that. I really do. I think that's awesome. I don't feel like we get enough of pure adrenaline, pulse-pounding, exciting trailers for video games as much, or at least we're just not covering them that much. To get that with this like cyberpunk world, I think is just so refreshing. I love what we're getting with the tease of what's to come, because this does kind of feel like Grand Theft Auto, but in 2077, but in the future. The game is not like Doom, but the gameplay with the kind of speed and gore reminds me of Doom. Everything that's coming out with this just looks like a blast. And it's just refreshing to get, you know, some just the trailers we've been checking out lately are usually on the heavier side. So to get something that's just like really fun and the tease of Keanu, that just sounds awesome to me.
Well, yeah, and this kind of has everything because it does certainly pack that action-packed punch, and from what we've seen
seen in the previous trailers. We've seen more of this sort of you're on a mission and you're sneaking around stuff, but it really does make it feel like it's just this whole other world, and more so than ever, but especially watching this trailer, I was like, I would love to play this in VR and really sink into this world and be able to explore the open world as well as go on these missions and stuff. And yeah, this was a more intense trailer in terms of just octane, but I feel like that fits perfectly with the attitude they've been demonstrating of these characters every time we've seen footage so far. Yeah, it really looks like a Blade Runner movie or an Alita type movie come to life. That's a really cool and exciting special thing, I think.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, they do have Keanu and they have some other recognizable faces in there makes me wonder who else might show up in a game like this, because especially this
Will
and
Smith is going to be in the game.
He could. I mean, that would be maybe a little more distracting than Keanu Reeves being there. But, you know, I mean, there's so many actors out there who are, like, tailor-made for this kind of world. So, I don't know, just the possibilities seem really fun and broad. And there are 5 kinds of pubic hair you can customize.
All right, guys, well, let's watch the gameplay trailer now.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out.
Work is
We sell
complete,
BD to
represents
those
the final
sacrifices
look.
to our studio.
Yeah.
Got it.
And remember, everything on full blast. They'll spot us extra for a wicked adrenaline high.
Wick? John Wick?
Okay, on you go.
It's like Dredd's lawgiver.
Yeah.
Down, everybody, on the ground. Want to see you kissing the floor? Money, now.
Oh.
Fucking drop you, I swear to God. Well, yeah, hey, now, before I blow your fucking head off.
That person beat the Rubik's Cube?
Solve the cube before I blow your head off. Oh.
Ah!
Whoa.
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened. You're alive and well.
Wow. Ruby Rose?
That was
Great.
too much. Could feel the guy's pain, his stress, his hope. Hope wrapped up in something else.
Mm-hmm. Probably took a booster just before. You'll be fine. Got everything set up? Let's switch over to editing mode. I'll sever the link to the BD Roller's sensory array. You'll be able to look around freely. Whole scene's yours. Full cam control and analysis mode, so move around,
sweet.
in and out, whatever else you come up with. Think of it as your own little sandbox. So analysis mode, you control playback. Can even pause when you feel the need. Then you use the editor console to unpause. Try it.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out, and we sell the BD to those psycho freaks for the studio.
Got it.
Dream as hell, right? Well, that's not all. You can speed things up or rewind, whatever you like. Give it a try. Rewind. Roll it back to the top.
Can I?
Ah, good. Neat. Now try fast forwarding a bit.
Now add a cool
Plan
filter.
simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out.
Okay. You can also reset the recording. That'll take you right back to the beginning. Try it. Now for some fun. This here's why you came in the first place. In analysis mode, you get to view and even scan details of the enviro recorded by the BD Roller. Focus on the heat, the gun this skunk gets from his buddy at the beginning. Now scan it.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out.
Okay, right here. Excellent. Let's move on. Now heads up. In analysis mode, you can ferret out background noise and conversations if the roller got close enough. This tech records everything, every little detail, even the sights and sounds the roller was never aware of. To see the sources of the recorded sensory signals, switch to the audio layer in the editor. Go ahead and try that now. Okay, good. Now you should see several sound signatures in the store. Choose one and hone in on it.
This game trains you to be an editor.
Yeah.
Pack of 6, case of Brosif, and a couple of zappers.
Okay.
Broski.
unbelievable. Seriously, like it was happening right next to me.
Yeah, it's how BD recording implants work. They pick up everything, all the elements in the background. Then an editor tweaks, makes them pop. Keep playing with the sound, explore it a bit. We'll move on when you get bored.
What a shit gets into foreign money, meth.
Sometimes you can analyze extra layers in the raw. Stuff the roller's cyberware picks up.
Like what?
Ev's got Kuroshi optics that grab infrared, meaning you should be able to grab heat signatures from her recording.
Huh. Hella nice.
Scanning works on peeps too. Walk up to the wounded chick. Try scanning her. Alright, next thing. Scroll forward to the part where our artist gets a lead injection.
We're all fucking drug you, I swear to God. Well, now, fucking head off!
Did the editor throw in this creepy ass music too?
See that? He shot him and he never saw it coming. But you will. Here it comes. My favorite part of the game. See the blinking thing over the entrance? Surveillance cam. Must have caught our shooter. You'll see in a sec. Cam feeds to the screen behind the clerk. Roll back to where the screen's in the kid's field of vision. Then scan it.
Oh, that's awesome. Whoa. Damn.
His own Jumba shot him. Probably planned to all along. Must have got a nice slice of cred on the black market.
Did
for
Cyberpunk
this.
magnify?
BD
Yeah.
freaks are ready to pay a preem for a real flatline.
That actually looked kind of
Anyway,
plausible.
If you've seen enough, you can exit. Yeah, it's impressive, right? It's too bad most of the BDs we do here are only good for flogging the log.
Neat.
Damn, dude. I love that every glimpse we've got of this game has been like different flavor. Has it brought a different layer to what to expect.
That is so mind-blowing. Like,
yeah.
In terms of investigation, exploration of what you can do. It might not be like the most trippy, you know, like, oh, crazy violence or whatever. In terms of options to really get involved and be patient. Because I've gotten really into taking my time now with when I'm playing a game and just really exploring every little bit. All those options of like isolating sound, magnifying clips. When he gets shot, I would have loved to have been that player to like go, all right, now how do I figure out who shot me? Like that, I would have spent forever on it. I would have had a blast doing it.
Oh yeah.
I actually love that. That was so cool.
Yeah, because it enhances like the mystery part and the investigative part, and yeah, it's a mode that I never would have thought, because there have been games that have dealt into, you know, investigation and interrogations and stuff, but to actually have this where you're solving a puzzle and you're looking at the evidence around you and kind of doing the peripherals and stuff like that, it's something I hadn't expected, really.
Well, it's super cyberpunk genre to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't think a lot of people even factored in for what you can do with this game. It's like the scene in Blade Runner.
Yeah, 34 to 46.
Oh, magnifying, just punching in, man. And that trope in futuristic movies is like kind of ridiculous. How could you possibly ever magnify it? But there's all this other crazy technology already happening in here. And they're explaining it through of like the mechanics behind it. And I'm like, all right, I buy it. I believe it.
One weird thing, the visual enhancement didn't look super crisp and clear. It was funny to me. I was like, of all the visual enhancements I've seen, this one's kind of plausible looking in the sense that, yeah, it's still a bit degraded.
Plus, it helps that that girl's really hot.
Oh, yeah. Well, anybody you're going to be working with in a game like this who's female will be hot. And,
good.
And like a fantasy girl.
Well, good. As long as that's a thing that the game developers thought of, then we'll be okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can customize your hotness too, I'm sure.
Oh, good.
As a character, you know, when you're playing your own character.
Is that what the option is? Hot, hotter, hotter?
Hot, hotter,
So it's some
hottest.
objective opinion here of what is hot in here.
And if you beat the game enough times, you can get like a homely skin to be, like,
sweet.
not hot if you want to.
So cool.
Yeah. And that adds to your stealth because people don't like looking at not hot people.
Right. All right, guys. Well, Cyberpunk 2077. You gonna pre-order this game? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. You can subscribe to The Real Rejects if you enjoyed our video. Hit that like button. Click that notification bell. Last but not least, Austin Kelly, fairly new patron eject to our Patreon page. Thank you so much, Austin, for joining. Learned a little bit about this gentleman, and we have something that's actually kind of in common. He was telling us about how his grandma actually introduced him to a lot of great comic books like Batman and Flash. And funny enough, all my Batman comics that I first ever got were from my aunt. So not exactly my grandma, but she was kind of like a grandma to me. You know, you don't really hear that too often about getting these comic books from an elder of yours who's female especially. So it's nice to have that thing in common with you, buddy.
Yeah.
And also homeboys from Michigan, which is going so cool over
dude,
there.
Michigan is the place to be right now. Get those summer vacation plans going.
But I'm glad that you are staying safe. I'm happy to have you here. When you turn 21 in a couple months, I hope you don't go to the strip club. It will ruin your life. You will end up bankrupt. Did you watch Hustlers? True story for 50% of all males. And I have a feeling you'll land in that category with the women who are in Michigan.
Yeah, so save your money and go to that comic book store when it opens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blow your load there.
All over the comics.
See you, buddy.